James wanted me to. I haven't told James a story, and it sounded like I should tell this story. Does that sound right to you?
I mean,
I
stories
just.
abound.
Sorry, everybody. My voice is. This is the same session where my voice is screwed up. But this is a juvenile story about self-injury. As James had asked me, Adam, do you ever sleepwalk? And I tried to think, and I said, I have a lot of sleep paralysis, but I don't really sleepwalk. And then I was like, what was that about, anyways? Why did you suggest that I might sleepwalk?
I didn't suggest, I just asked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somnambulism is a fascinating topic. Do
Indeed.
you sleepwalk?
I did as a kid. Yeah, a lot.
I never saw this. You always seem like you slept like a rock.
Oh, I do now. Yeah, you put a movie on, I will be asleep before the Lionsgate logo even shows up.
So do you remember, like, did you wake up during these sessions? Like, did you do weird shit that people would, like, tell you about later? Or would
Yeah,
you
I'd like
just kind
take
of
every
wander around?
yeah, I'd like walk around and take everything out of the refrigerator. That it was on Step Brothers, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to do that too.
It's like you're
Uh,
saying about zombies, like seeing a person without consciousness is so fucking scary. Seeing someone
yeah,
sleepwalking,
yeah.
freaky.
There's no self-preservation reflex, which is why zombies are the worst of the creatures. I also ask why after Twilight do all werewolves wear flannel? But I digress. I sleptwalk a lot. I
I
don't
sleptwalk.
think I ever went outside.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that was a thing. But yeah, it was like until I was probably 5 or 6 that I stopped.
One time, my mom came outside, and one of my brothers was out there in his underwear, and he was just like kind of roving back and forth, and he
Hmm.
was sleepwalking apparently. And she was like, "Hey, Adam's brother, what are you doing over there?" He's like, "I'm shoveling the walk, Mom." And he like woke up while he was saying it. He's like, "What the hell is going on here?" Yeah, yeah,
Like just like 1980s heartthrob.
absolutely. But then I thought, and I realized that I have sleptwalked, and it seems to be hard to say whether you're blacked out or
Mm,
sleepwalking.
like a
Uh,
brownout.
in in this case, I don't think I sleepwalked, but there was this time where we were at the Flop House, this art house that I shared with like 17 people,
It was an
and
amazing place. Scenes from Aristocrats often broke out because I remember. I'm sorry to just a
no, no,
quick
this is
thing
great.
about the house. It was in Portland. I was visiting. I was living in Seattle at the time,
Next door to the
and so
crab bowl.
yeah, Adam and I were just playing some instruments. We hadn't seen each other in a long time, and part of our love language is playing music together.
Music.
So I think you were on piano and I was playing guitar at this specific moment.
Honky
And we're
tonk.
just going for a while, just riffing and making up silly songs. And then I hear in the backyard a very angelic voice, like just belting out gorgeous notes that were going with our playing. Then the back door throws open and like entering a scene in a show, continued to sing. And then as your roommates slash squatters, whoever kept showing up, they would grab an instrument and they would start singing, and then we would rotate. Like, okay, now I'm on piano and you're on guitar, and someone's on the bongos. And
That
after a
sounds
couple of
like
hours of
Andrew.
this,
It was
it was,
probably Andrew singing.
I don't know, like 5, 6, 7 of us just kind of having a jam sesh, all spontaneously combusted jam sesh. So that was the Flop House is not a meth den; it is a music womb. I loved
It was
that
a
place.
legit art house. Yeah, poetry, writing, yeah, theater. We were doing all kinds of nonsense. It was cute, super cute. Because I know I can't rewind it. For who's to say we haven't buried all of our luck? Now when I can't find it. We had a friend who for her birthday, she wanted to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 1.
Hmm.
And I was still recovering from a pretty bad bout of the flu, but I was
Okay.
like, I'll be damned if I'm not going to party down if we're going to have a Ninja Turtles Part 1
Did
party.
you
I
order
haven't seen
pizza?
that movie.
Did you order pizza slices?
You know what? I think this may have been, I don't quote me, but it may have been one of the times where I made pizza
Oh,
and it's
okay.
such a shit show, because I don't do this stuff. So
Yeah.
I end up with this like it's like actual if you watch the cartoon, the pizza that they eat with like marshmallows and anchovies and peanut butter, that
Yeah.
it's about what it would come out like. I made a squid pizza at a party once, literal squid pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes what would happen is I worked with restaurant people a lot, and I'd be like playing around with the dough and shit. They'd be like, "You're doing it wrong," and I just kind of hand it to them and walk away. And then next thing I
Perfect.
know, like, yeah, they do a better job than me. You just kind of got to set the
Next thing you
example,
know,
get the
there's a
ball rolling.
kitchen hierarchy, and people are like scrubbing out the back of their fridge because they got in trouble.
It's just like the music. It takes that first push, but once something's going on, you've started a perpetual motion machine.
Yeah, got it.
You just hand them something like, here, you do this. Oh, okay. I'm kind of awkward and bored anyways. So Grizzly football. All right. Ah, that's what I was doing the whole time. So
Not even a
w- w-
name or a cheer, just primal screams.
in spite of all my
Sounds right.
ailments, I was able to show true turtle power. And I don't know. I don't drink much. I've never been a big drinker. I probably had 2 or 3 beers or like 3 shots of vodka or something like that. And I went to bed all normal. I'm in my bed. I had a partner at the time. Next thing I know, I wake up. There's a loud bang, and there's blood everywhere. I was able, after the fact, to piece to.
You were
I
able,
was
after the
able
fact.
to piece together some sort of narrative. So I fell asleep, and I had to pee. I didn't pee before I slept, so I had to pee. And in my dream, I'm pretty sure I remembered that in the dream I was looking for a place to pee. And apparently in real life, I was also looking for a place to pee. And I realized that I wouldn't have to pass through somebody else's bedroom in this state if I just went out the window. The Flophouse had kind of old hardware. If you wanted to open that window, you had
He
to like,
peed out the window, not like climbed out the window to pee outside.
dude, not going outside. I was up on the second floor. The windows aren't like secure, like you don't just pull them up and they stay up. You have to like stick a jimmy under it or you have to
Hmm.
hold it up. So apparently, I had my left hand holding the window ledge, which is quite a hold that when you're sleepwalking and you're not actually controlling your body. And my big old schlong, my little tiny baby dick, is who knows how we'll edit that, is
Right.
my normal sized penis that looks normal is pointed out the window and I'm going. I think I got most of the pee out. But then the whatever wood grain was holding the window so that I didn't have to put as much upward thrust on my left hand gave out. And the window came down like a guillotine. And I woke up in that moment with my right hand letting go of myself and punching through the window to stop it. Like, psh, it went through the glass, shattered. It lacerated my hand. I think it's this little mouth shape. You saw how I got the Y shape here. Oh,
Hmm.
they don't. That's a story for another time. This little mouth shape here, that's where the glass went through in the front. Well, we'll get to that. The glass stopping hand that glass went into it like a sword did manage to stop the window from cutting my penis off, but it did smash it down pretty hard. And so I knew I didn't want to look at my penis. I wanted to
No.
make sure that it was still attached, but I was assuming that it was bleeding and it was bad because there was blood everywhere. My hand was bleeding profusely. Little partner at the time, I don't think she would care. Lindsay, she just immediately went and got a sponge and started like mopping up the blood. Like that's the most important thing, keeping the house clean. But it was just like,
We'll never
yeah,
get our
that's
deposit back.
she just knew she had to help out in some way and that she
Hmm.
wasn't going to be helpful with the profuse bleeding. Alex took me down to the bathroom and he was all about it. He's one of those guys he's not grossed out. He's like, yeah, like let's pour water on it. Oh, it's so cool looking. I go to the Now Care and they stitch me up on the hand. She has a look at my thing. Well, I'll describe it in a minute. I had a penile contusion, a good sized penile contusion, which is a very big bruise. And but I'm telling her, she's like, okay, your penis will be fine. It will recover. You might have some blood in your urine, and sure enough, I did, and it stung to pee. But I was like, you know what? I'm really more concerned about my hand because this like went right into like a tendon
I
thing,
use
and
my hand.
Yeah, and I said, yeah. I said, so I really can't have my hand be messed up. I'm a musician. And she says, oh, of course you are. That was my favorite. But
Of
yeah,
course
no,
you
it
are.
was permanent. I like it did affect like that middle finger. It doesn't go all the way back naturally. So like when I'm typing on a keyboard, I can't lift it as high. It
Hmm.
is a slight impediment. And if I play piano for a long time, it definitely starts to hurt. We're back at the Flop House. My Lindsay has seen that I've showed her, and she's told everyone this like
Of course,
these
yeah.
8 people, mixed crowd, men and women, all everyone's represented here. It's like a household you'd see in today's media, and uh, she's telling everybody about it, and then Alex is like, "Oh man, we got to see it. You got to pull it out right now." And I'm just like, "I'm not gonna pull out my penis and
Okay, am I
show
gonna get
everybody."
me too'd right now?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna. This is just. It's first of all, it's disgusting and disturbing, but
Right,
it is my penis. So
right.
I'm showing. These are female friends of mine that have never seen my penis before that aren't themselves nudists.
Hmm.
And so as I'm protesting, Helen just kind of is like, "Raise your hand if you've never seen a man's penis before," and that swayed me. So
Did anyone raise their hand?
no, not a soul. Everyone's
Okay.
seen a penis. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
you got me there. So
I
I
mean,
pull it out, my baby-sized, giant, normal-sized penis. It looks like freaking Robert Smith of The Cure. It's like the cap is all pale with black lipstick that's like slightly red, and then the whole shaft is dark purple. It's like crazy dark purple. My whole penis is purple. It didn't hurt or anything. It was so disturbing to look at. I
did
couldn't
anyone
handle
audibly
looking.
gasp?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was gross. People were grossed out. And then I explained, like how when I pee, there's like a little blast cap of like dried blood, to come out. Oh, but that is the story of sleepwalking and my penis injury.
Did
Uh,
you suffer any penile amnesia?
yeah, for you viewers at home, it turned out my penis was not at all affected. I have permanently crippled of the hand, but as far as I know, the penis still works like ordinary, looks ordinary. Nothing went wrong. I know a lot of people are going to be concerned about this. How
I
my
mean, it's
penis
fair
is.
trade.
Yeah,
Permanently
I
fucked
just want you
hand.
to know it's a normal old penis,
Penis
just
just fine.
really, really tiny and small, really small, like an Advil kind of thing.
I had a boss in the restaurant industry
Represent. Raise your
decades
hands.
ago who is constantly being made fun of that he had a small wiener. I never saw it. I'm not one to say, and I'm also not one to judge. But one day he like exploded, like, all right, that's it. Yeah, I got a small dick. Satisfies me just fine.
Yeah.
Got him. That kind of ended it.
Yeah. I have mad sympathy for people with non-average sized penises. Either way, like maybe people are really into it, maybe not, but either way, in general, average sizes are average, and you might get together with someone who doesn't fit with you.
Mm,
That's
mm,
sad. I feel bad for someone who's in true love with someone and their parts don't fit together and they have to be creative.
hmm.
That's the
Well,
thing.
well,
Yeah, well, love is love,
none of
Good
my
on you.
business. Yeah,
None of our, yeah.
doesn't affect me at all.
Raise your hand if you've never seen a man's penis before.
How much was it to replace the window?
Uh,
Who's sober enough to drive? James, put your hand down. Oh, sorry.
shake your head. Wait, sorry. Okay, I got distracted. What did you ask? You asked a question.
Did you replace the window? Or
Yeah, yeah, we
it
did
was
it.
like a garbage bag for the rest of your tenancy.
No, we did it legit because yeah, there was a person that we broke windows all the time at the flop house, and that became an issue in our ongoing court battle as they tried to accuse us of all the
Ongoing
times.
court battle.
Yeah, I took them to court over moving out. It was really
Okay.
funny, and
The
everyone else
people in the
was
flat
left was
house
just
or
me.
the landlord?
David Hayes Property Management of Portland, Oregon. Yeah,
Oh,
don't rep from
Jesus.
these guys. They suck.
Not to
Uh,
name any names.
They really no. I'm dropping the boycott that shit. Fuck those guys. They're terrible. David Nace Property Management. You mess with me, you mess with 5 other people who might live in the Portland area that may have seen this episode. Yeah, right. Probably zero. Almost
Okay.
certainly zero.
Okay.
Anyways, fuck them. We went to court and they were trying. This is why I took them to court. They were providing all these photos of damages The photos were a history of all the damages, including all the ones that were replaced. And I was able to prove this in court because my van, which had been sold years before we moved out, was in some of the pictures.
Hmm. And you had a
I,
receipt
I,
for the
I
sale.
fucking Better Call Saul their ass. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, it saved me $4,000, which at the time was an unfathomable amount of
Yeah, it's
money.
like crippling money for some. Yeah, for sure.
That was like where $200 would really
Make or break a
piss me
month.
off. Make a
Yeah.
friendship, 200 fucking dollars. Are you kidding me? A day of work, 2 days of work in my case. Come on. What a
Day of
joke.
work, full
You know,
week in my
who
case.
cares about fucking money? Like,
Yeah.
anyways,
The landlord, that's who.
sure enough. Yeah. And I never did anything wrong other than getting bad people in my house and having to get rid of them in Portland, which is hard. Portland's very kind to its tenants. That's the whole problem. And, okay, no Portland politics today. Pretty
I
much.
learned how to make medicines from Freddie Farkas, Frontier Pharmacist.
Let's do it. Let's play. Let's play Freddie Farkas Frontier Pharmacist.
It's so hard. I played it for probably 2 hours a day for 4 days before I was like, damn it. You need the book that comes with the game.
You 100% do. And why didn't you just PDF that shit? Why didn't you just get on that?
Oh, I did
Okay.
after a few days, but mostly when we played games as youths at your house, I just watched you guys play games. And so I didn't understand as an observer that, yeah, you had read the book.
There's only one thing in the game you need the book for. It would help for all the pharmaceutical work because you actually mix together ingredients to make
Yeah,
medicine for
it's not
people.
even just mixed together. You have to like make the ingredient. Okay, you
Yeah.
have this like chunk of sugar. Now you need to smash it into a powder and then mix it into a water or some sort of solution. And then that's one ingredient for a 14 ingredient thing.
If you get it wrong, that opera singer's going to grow a beard.
It tried to be open world. It's trying to force you to interact with everything within your vision. And if you don't interact with every single thing within your vision, you're going to miss something. And if you miss one thing, there's no moving forward.
That's your standard. It's like a Sierra style point and click adventure
Hmm.
game. Yeah, you put your mouth on it, put your hand on it, walk toward it. Used to be text based. You'd like write pick up thing,
Oh
and it
yeah.
would.
I played that on Tandy, which was a system that came out for your television created by Radio Shack.
So
Those things
yeah,
fetch a pretty penny these days.
in the game you have to make up concoctions, and you're like going all through the town like, how do I know how to make this? How would I know that? Well, they had a freaking lore book that includes like your education in pharmacy.
Yeah. You
Like,
actually you bought the game and step one is read a physical book in real life.
if I recall, it was like an 80-page lore book, and
Oh
it
yeah.
was mostly jokes. It was like full of jokes, but it also had the prescription for, the, what do you call it? The
Gas
ingredients
or
or whatever,
whatever. Yeah.
the make list for how to, yeah, for, I think it was hemorrhoid or flatulence related. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, one of the missions is the whole town it smells terrible because all of the horses
That's
have
right.
gas.
That's
And
right.
so you have to make this gas potion and then put it in their troughs.
And the funny thing is, having been stuck there forever and ever before I actually sat down at a chicken shack in town with the lore book just at my wit's end, I read through the whole thing and I'm like, oh, this contains the ingredients that I need.
You
And
can't
then,
just play the game. You have to read the book.
which is the thing, you would, as at this age, in this time, you would never ever play a game that
Mm-mm,
long and be stuck
mm-mm.
for that long. I mean,
I have a Game Boy. I'll just play that. There's no books.
that was the beauty of our era of gaming, is it was like it was your hill to die on. You didn't have a video of somebody doing it. You didn't have a
Oh yeah.
tutorial. It was a frontier. You're like, is this even freaking possible? Like,
Yeah.
is this just a broken game? I wouldn't
The
even know if
best
this maybe seasonal.
You'd buy Nintendo Power to play Nintendo games.
Power.
And then there was another one. Anyway, yeah, there's no internet as we know it today to be able to go and just ask like how do you get past this part and then watch a 2-minute video of someone 1,000 levels higher than you just walking through this part and you're like, oh, yeah, I would have never thought of that. No, you're gonna have to think of that. Freddie Farkas, Frontier Pharmacist, look it up.
having been stuck there forever and ever and thinking my life was over, the whole plot of the game is he was this gunslinger that like got cuckolded by a fateful duel, you know.
Hmm.
And so now he's just this like friendly small, you know, pharmacist guy that kind of has this secret passion to be a gunslinger. Once you get that final prescription, the plot changes and so you start getting a gun, you start having people challenge you, and it becomes an actual like gunslinger game. And it was just amazing to have gone through that whole struggle
Yeah.
before you get to do the action stuff. There's a snail stampede comes to town.
Hmm.
You got to lure them off a cliff with beer. Again, I apologize for my voice.
They like the sweet taste.